What is the difference between the JPA repository and CRUD repository? This question has been frequently asked in the Java backend interview. So let's try to understand the difference between these two. So if we go inside the JPA repository, we will notice that it is extending two different interfaces, which is list CRUD repository and list paging and sorting repository. Okay, so let's go inside the list and CRUD repository first. Here, if you see, this list CRUD repository is extending the CRUD repository interface, about which we want to discuss specifically. You will find this particular interface exposes the methods only to perform the CRUD operations. CRUD operations I meant C for create, R for read, U for update, and D for delete. So if you want to create, read, or update, or maybe delete the records from the database, in that case, you can use the CRUD repository in your project. Just we check what are the methods present inside this interface. You will find first method is save. Then we have save all. Then find by ID. Delete by ID. Delete. So you can see, basically it is having methods for performing the CRUD operations. Now, if I talk about the JPA repository, right? So let's go back from where we started and go to the JPA repository interface. So this is our JPA repository. We can say that JPA repository is the enhanced version of CRUD repository, which has capability to perform the CRUD operations, as well as it has some other capabilities as well. Like if you see, it is extending the CRUD repository interface, as well as it is extending paging and sorting repository interface. So you can also perform pagination as well as sorting with your data with the help of JPA repository, which is not the case with the CRUD repository, right? In case you are not aware of pagination, pagination is something we use when we have a lot of data in our database, let's say 5,000 or 10,000 records, okay? And we want data in chunk, let's say in 20 records every time or 50 records every time. In that case, we can make use of pagination. So that capability is provided by JPA repository. Apart from that, JPA repository also provides few inbuilt methods for performing the flush operation immediately after the save, okay? Or if you want, you can also delete the records in batches. There is one more, which is get one. So I will be talking about these methods in the upcoming videos, but these are the few additional capabilities provided by the JPA repository apart from the sorting and pagination, which is not there in the CRUD repository. So this is the basic difference which we can mention in the interviews, okay? That's